Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Welcome back to TheGod Wars, Week 16, Air Superiority. A couple little announcements again at the end of the narrative. Let's just get into it, shall we? Week 16, Air Superiority. Lord Xantar unveiled a squadron of mystic flying machines that far surpassed any other flying machines made by any of the other races. Their maximum speed, altitude, and even their ability to fly unseen make them a force to be reckoned with. Even the fighter jets of the Lupines could not keep up with them as they flew over the western continent toward the dwarven, gnomish battlefield. The goddess of life commemorated their new kingdom, Lariel, this lunar cycle amidst throngs of joyful visitors from all 7 races of their Central Powers Alliance. Lady Tamia's children began a large-scale migration of sea elves to the blue moon of Maiar this cycle, and begun the creation of a new city, castle, temple, and probably a place of power, as her new territories seem to gleam with a mystical glow that can be seen by all the peoples of Maiar from dusk till dawn. Lord Ardran's mystical force field continues to prevent any intrusion into the lands of the dire elves, including any form of scrying, and even divination proves to be useless against the spying against the Dark Avengers realm. The reptilian children of Lord Dracor unveiled their first school of wizardry this cycle, and have begun admitting applicants from other races to study beneath its hallowed halls. Surprisingly enough, the Azkatsi Rakshasa sorcerers were the first non-reptilian to be accepted there as students. The reptilian children of Uxmal, the shade of the sinking plane, have been quiet once again, preferring to stay hidden in their swampy realm, while forces outside their realm continue to make war on one another. Lord Zelix, too, seems to prefer to remain aloof to the conflicts that rage ever closer to his Arctic swampy marshlands this cycle. Tempestus made a rare appearance above the waves this lunar cycle, as his monstrous bulk was seen towering hundreds of feet above the tiny islands in his realm, as he devoured in one gulp a prehistoric megalodon in a single terrifying swallow. Lady Izza launched the first of what is assumed to be many enormous flying warships this lunar cycle, each one more terrifying than the last, and each crewed by more and more of her soulless minions, raised from battlefields from the ancient past to the blood-soaked present. Lord Bruce, god of the mountains, has declared war upon Lord Zelix and his reptilian children this lunar cycle, as his grand warlord leads a host of at least 5 individual armies west and into the marshlands of his newest enemy. Lord Tengfei's flying continent continues to move slowly toward the northeast this cycle, a path that will most likely bring him right over his cousin's realm, Ratham Rex, preceded by several flying armies to herald the coming of the Hobgoblin God and his children. Lord Timo of the Eastern Mothmen have launched several new flying machines of their own, including several large airships and even a few vessels seemingly capable of leaving the atmosphere of the planet. Lord Vermark and his Mothman minions continue to toil away in their laboratories this cycle, and their production of atomic warheads seems to be in full-scale production, although with the many force fields in place across their nation and the newly conquered nation of Ilstrandia, it is impossible to know what and where they are actually producing and who their next target may be. As yet, they have made no announcements nor taken any joy in the defeat of the Arachnid menace. The people of Ionia continue to prepare for the impending war with the vampiric hordes of the God of Blood, while Lord Athanatos continues to walk among his people and has been seen actually working side by side in the great forges of his Arctic nation. The Land of Prosperity received unexpected guests this season, as a squadron of lupine fighters touched down in the realm of Lord Eshman, bringing gifts and words from the Central Powers Alliance. Flying cavalry units from Lord Karam's Whispering Woods arrived in the gnomish realm of Lord Marsala this cycle, accompanied by warhorsed units while back home the Lord of the Whispering Woods made ready their lands for a possible invasion from an undisclosed source. Great rumblings can be heard and felt throughout the great island nation of Lord Kurza, the Hearthfather of this lunar cycle, and they continue to expand throughout the great western archipelago. Suffering greatly at the hands of the gnomish defenders, Lord Gromdar sent his minions deeper and deeper into their mountain strongholds, while the god of lust and avarice sank deeper and deeper into rage and madness. The halfling children of Lord Hillfeather continued to reinforce their homelands, while a winged envoy was spotted landing in the main courtyard of Lord Marsala, the Lord of Obsession's grand palace this cycle, bearing gifts and words from afar. Not one to rest on his laurels, Lord Marsala the Giant and his children continue to work their many forges this cycle, whether this is in defense against another dwarven attack or whether they plan on retaliating, only the Master of Obsession knows for sure. Give me just one moment. Getting little parts. Lord Arcanum's newly created squadron of jet fighters was seen all across the world of Maiar, and were even seen playfully challenging the new unveiled Crescent fighter craft of the High Elves, and another making themselves known to the many nations of the central continent as they touched down in the land of prosperity before quickly leaving headed north toward the newest vampiric nation of Von Stark. The Azkatsi continue to expand in the northern lands this lunar cycle, launching several war fleets in the direction of both Lady Click-Clack Bibbledoop's former undersea kingdom and that of the late Lord Mortis Island of Death. The children of the Piper seem to be in great spirit this lunar cycle as they revel in the defeat of the secret Stealer's defeat at the hands of their good neighbors, the Mothmen of Lord Vermark, and his terrifying atomic bombs. Small shrines to these horrifying weapons have begun sprouting up all over the land of Ostrandia. The god of blood continues to move his vampiric forces from place to place astride their giant bat-winged air forces, while their ground forces begin the long march toward Ionia this lunar cycle. A host of over a dozen armies of vampiric footmen and cavalry units now race across the frozen lands of the north with but one goal, the ever-present need for blood. Getting pretty scary, but again, there's about, I think, 4 or 5 weeks left of this particular iteration of the God Wars. I will probably run another one later next year, but this one will be concluding around September 27th, just about the end of the month, as the time constraints this is causing and the effort that it takes to get these reports out and try to get everything on time and wrangle everybody and their actions and their orders and all that, as well as combat, seem to be far more than I expected and far more time consuming. I do have a lot of other projects that are needing to be put on the back burner because of this, and once this war is over, I will go back and rewrite the rules with a lot of suggestions from the players and a lot of new ideas and new discoveries and creations from the players that I would like to integrate into the new rules. Maybe cut them down, pare them down where I can, knowing that I'm going to be expanding them probably by another 20 or 30 pages, depending on the art and whatnot. And then we'll run another playtest and see where that leads us before actually going to print. The prizes will also be concluded hopefully by the end of September. Those of you in the United States, not a problem. Those of you overseas, I will probably have to issue some sort of gift certificate or something like that, because the shipping is just out of control, and with no real reason to believe that's going to get any better, at least in the next 6 months or until midterms. I really can't predict that, but it's just super expensive. But if you are overseas, as many of my players are, I will do something to make up for that. If you pick one of the prizes, we'll find out a way to get it to you, maybe through Amazon or something like that, where the shipping won't be so bad. But that's what I got for you guys this morning. Got a game later this afternoon with Bloodworth. Wednesday, I'll have another video for you in the morning, and then Thursday we will be doing the book report of Hero's Journey by Sterling Lanier. I believe that's his name. I'm digging it so far, but I got 200 and some odd pages, so I'm going to get to that. Also, for those of you who have not put in your orders for week 18, I need them in the next 24 hours, or I will move forward without you and just omit your progress. You can make it up later, but it won't be in the report. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. We'll see, but it's time for everybody to get their conquest on. If you're going to make any moves, you might want to step up the plans, otherwise you'll be left behind. But that's what I got for you this morning. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you guys when I see you, and until next time, happy trails.